to the other side of the world. But thank you so much for spending some time with me. Today, we're going to talk about the channel. What is a channel? And how we actually channel. And it's an important topic when you're looking at your spiritual consciousness. And it's a very important and very personal topic for me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. So I am an embodied channel for the Ascended Masters. I started channeling 23 years ago. I channel a council of 33 Ascended Masters. Now, how did that happen? How did it happen that I began to channel? I was running meditation courses and spiritual workshops. And I wasn't a channel at the time that I knew of. But one day in a meditation, a voice came to me in this meditation and said, I am the Saint Germain, and I want to give your group a gift. And I knew who Saint Germain was. And I just thought, well, that's lovely. He's going to tell me what he's going to give, and I can share that with everybody. So I said, wonderful, thank you very much. And then he said, yes, but I'm going to speak through you. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to let you speak through me because I'm frightened. And he said, no, it's fine. It's very fine. And so I asked the group, it was a group of about 30 people, and I asked them what they wanted me to do. And they all asked me to do this, to try it. So, not really knowing what I was doing, I said, okay. But I said, I'm very frightened. And then what happened in the next breath? This wave of energy moved through me. I still remember it today, as powerful as it was, this huge wave of energy. And all my fears, everything just went away. And I felt at peace. And in the next minute, my head was pushed forward and I had my chin to my neck, and it felt like a hand was on my head and I couldn't lift my head up. And a voice started to speak through me and I went into a trance. And then everyone in the circle could ask a question and he was going to answer it, which is what he did. And then about halfway around the circle, I came out of my trance and I felt very sick. And I said, I have to stop. I'm going to be sick. And in the next minute, another wave of energy came through me, just like this, huge wave of energy. And all my sickness, all my fear went away again. And my head was pushed down again. And he continued all around the circle, answering questions in a voice that was not my voice. And I had no recollection of what had been said, none at all. All I know is that I was present and I was in some altered state. And so that was my first experience of channeling the master. And I was very surprised. And a few weeks later, Saint Germain came to me in meditation, because I meditated every day. And he came to me in my meditation and he said, we want you to organize a group on a Friday night at 6 p.m. and where you will channel this council to that group. And I said to him, no, Friday night is not a good night. 6 p.m. is too early. Everyone's at work. No one will come. I lived on a property that was a long way from the village. I said, no one will come, and there's no point. And he said to me, don't fear. He said, it's okay. People will come. And I said, no, they won't. And he said, yes, they will. He said, just try. So I said, okay, I'll try. Well, many people came every Friday night, except for Christmas, for 6 years. For 6 years, every single Friday night. And I channeled this council of 33 masters. Now, to channel a master being, which is a very big frequency, there are 2 ways you can do it. You can hear what they say and you can just speak it, or you can embody the energy. Now, they wanted me to embody the energy, which meant they came inside of me, basically, and spoke through me. So for the first 12 months, I was always in trance, and I was always with my head down, with a hand on my head. I couldn't lift my head. It was very uncomfortable. And I had to braid 3 times with these masters, each of the 33, I had to braid. And people said they could see these light ribbons of light going down the back of my head into the back of my neck. And it used to go down my spine and into the earth. And it was very painful. But once that had happened 3 times, I could channel the master very easily without having to have my head down and without having to have any discomfort. And now, of course, I don't channel in a deep trance. I'm in a deep state of meditation, but I'm not in trance. But 5 minutes after I have finished the channel, I will not remember what has been said. It's gone, because it's not coming from my mind. It's coming from my channel. So this is why I wanted to talk to you, because I have had 23 years of experience channeling an ascended being through my physical being. And in those 6 years, we created a course called The Master's Way. And these are the channels, the teachings that came through. There's 1, there's 3 levels, 2, and 3. And this came out of the 3 years, and teachers teach this in English and French around the world now. And then the masters asked me a few years later, when I've done all of that, nearly maybe 8, 9 years later, they asked me to channel a course on channeling. They wanted me to do a course on channeling. And of course, it had to be channeled through the masters. It wasn't me teaching, it was them channeling it. So they gave me the name of 12 people to invite to come to this course to receive the channel, because the channel needs to be grounded onto the earth by others in the group, not just by me, but by the group, for it to remain present. And so I worked every Sunday with this group of people, some of whom I had never met, but we found them and they came. And for 8 months, we channeled every Sunday this course. And then it was this course, Open to Channel, which was a course to teach people to open their channel. And this is also available now. And then some years later, the masters came to me again, and I was always working with them all the time, doing different things, retreats and workshops. And I'll tell you, I want to tell you first, when they first came to me, I had been doing workshops for several years, spiritual workshops. And I would have a little manual, little manual like this with steps in it. And I'd teach from that manual. And we'd read all the pages and that. But when the masters came to me and they said, we want you to take teachings around the world and we want you to do workshops. And they'd give me the name of the workshop. And then I'd say, well, what am I going to teach? Where's the material? And they'd say to me, it doesn't matter. You're going to channel it. We're going to give it to you on the day. And of course, can you imagine how frightening that was? For my mind, it was very, oh my goodness, I've got a topic, one topic, maybe love. And then I had to wait for the day, and the masters would then channel for 3 days, whatever that was. And my mind found that really hard. So they would give me the night before the workshop or the retreat, they would give me 4 words, and that would be where I could start. Of course, that was very difficult for me. But now that has changed over many years. So when they came and asked me to go around the world and teach about the universal rays, what they wanted was new information about the universal rays. Alice Bailey had channeled some information about the universal rays 150 years ago, but no one had done anything else with it up till that point. And they asked me if I'd go and channel about the universal rays. Well, I said to them, I'm not very interested in the universal rays. I don't really want to teach about the universal rays because I don't know anything about them. I've never worked with them. And they said to me, it doesn't matter. We're going to give you the information and we want you to share this with the world. So I had to go to New York, to London and Geneva and do 2-day workshops on the universal rays. So at first, I was a bit concerned because no one was coming to them. But then after the first workshop, all this information came through and I started to get interested. And once I got interested, people started to come. And then once I'd done that, I came home to Australia. And then they said, well, now you're going to create a healing program and we're going to guide you with this. Just do what we say. And I said, but I don't want to do a healing program. I never thought I'd be a teacher of a healing program. And they said, well, you are the channel of this healing program. You are bringing this through, but we are the ones that are teaching it. So just channel the information through. Well, it was very difficult for me because they wanted to do not just words, but they wanted to do images. They wanted to do codes. They wanted chakra codes and energy body codes. Well, I sat at home with my dining table for months and months and months trying to channel that through. And the energy was so big and I could sit there for an hour or so, but then I had to walk away. And sometimes I couldn't come back for another 2 days because the energy was just too big. And then I'd come back and I'd struggle to do these drawings and do these things that needed to be done. And I couldn't understand some of it. And then they would share it with me and it still was difficult to understand it all. It took me 2 years to actually really work at that, to understand it and to really channel it, sitting at my table, doing these drawings, doing these words, trying to understand what I didn't really understand. And then I started doing the healings and teaching the healings in Australia. And I started offering the healings. So I offered the healings for about 4 years. And they were powerful, really powerful. And so other teachers wanted to teach it. So then I started offering it around the world in different languages. So it's in English and French, and of course, as you know, in Russian. So that was Universal Rays. And then after Universal Rays, the masters like me to do a lot of things, as you can see. So after universal rays, they asked me to channel the path of the one heart. And they sent me to Israel, to the Dead Sea, to receive information about the path of the one heart. And so I started a school channeling that. And so with the channel, I don't write it all first. It just comes through as a channel, and then it gets transcribed and put into the manual. So the first path of the one heart didn't have manuals. It was just channeled through and then put into manuals. And so we did that for 3 years, 4 years, I think. So this was the path of the One Heart School, and all new teachings came through. And it's got more manuals. It's got 4 different levels with it. These are 2 of them. So you can see that I channel a lot of work from the masters. And it's all profound and deep spiritual teaching. And the most important thing that the masters have taught me is that whatever you learn on your spiritual journey, whatever you learn from your soul, from your spirit, from a master, from a teacher, is something that needs to be practiced in your life. Because there's no point in just knowing it in your head and talking about it if you're not actually living it. It's so important to live it as your truth. Now, I've been very blessed because for the first 6 years that I channeled with the masters taught me directly. Every day they would come and teach me, and they would talk to me, and I would be taken on journeys and meditations and awakened. And so much changed within me during that time. And it required a lot of discipline, and it required a lot of my time and my energy listening to their teachings. And the more I channel their teachings, the more I begin to live their teachings. Now, many people have said to me, oh, I want to be an ascended master channel too. And I've always said to them, why? It is not something I ever looked for. I never sought to be a channel. In fact, I was very skeptical, and I doubted myself for many years. But when I started to see the wisdom of what was coming through, I could see how profound it was. And I knew that my mind and my personality could not create the teachings that were being offered. So I had to trust the channel. The masters told me that I had been a channel for them on Sirius, which is a star system in our galaxy, and a long time ago, in another lifetime, which is why they called upon me now to open my channel at this time on the earth. Because right now we are beginning, and I mean beginning, the new age. We are beginning a whole new 2,500 years of new consciousness, and humanity is being asked to change. Now, humanity cannot change if humanity remains in their ego. Humanity cannot change if they are unable to resolve their old karma, their old stories, their old attachments. And so the masters have stepped forward at this time to really assist and support people to grow and to evolve. And it's very, very important. And it's right now what we're doing is planting seeds. It's like planting seeds so they will grow for the next 500 years. And this is the most important time right now, is to plant those seeds. So my work is always about not being in the ego. It's about being guided by your soul and your spirit. It's about remembering that you are a divine spirit in a physical body. You are not the ego. You are not the personality. You are not this physical self, but you are a spirit that is inhabiting this body right now. And you've inhabited other bodies before, and you will in the future. But to really connect with that spirit is so important, to connect with that part of you. So not many people are ascended master channels, and I'm not saying this to make me feel special, but it's true. But every single being is a channel. The question is, what are you channeling? What energy are you channeling? So what does it mean to channel? We have an energetic self, an energetic body. And in that energetic body, we have a chakra column. We have energy bodies. There's 12 of them that make up the auric field. We have a 33 chakra system, not 7, 33. We have chakras on our heads. We have chakras on all our fingers. We have chakras on all our joints. And we live in a grid system that is interconnected. What is a grid system? A grid system of light in our universe. So all of the time, energy is coming through you, whether it be the energy of the mobile phone, of the internet, of the Wi-Fi, the energy of someone else's thoughts, someone else's feelings, whether it be the energy of an old karmic aspect or consciousness that's angry or fearful. So a lot of energy comes through you. And when you don't know how to live with that, you can become very overwhelmed. So the more you connect with your divine spirit, the more you allow your divine spirit, because we each have a divine spirit, the more you permit that divine spirit to be present inside of you on the earth, the more you are protected from all the energy outside of you. The more you focus on connecting with that inner part of you, that beautiful divine consciousness of you, and give it permission to be here now, then you are protected from everything else around you, because you are at peace and at one with that part of you. But please remember, we all have energy within us that is not in balance, that comes from past experiences, past life experiences, past trauma. We call it karma. And it's not in balance. So if you are not doing anything about that, then it will block you from connecting to your divine spirit. And what you will channel will be that energy instead of your divine spirit, because it's that energy that's already present within you. And it's that energy that you will continue to channel along with everything you're receiving from outside of you, until you do something about that energy that's inside of you. And there's no room then for your divine spirit to be here. You are the vessel. But what is in your vessel that you are channeling? And if your vessel is full of outside energy and energy of your own trauma, of your own pain, of your own fears, of your own concerns, of your old past lives, all the stories that you hold, if your vessel is full of all of that, then your divine spirit cannot step forward, because there's no room for it. And every time you try to channel it, it just gets filtered through all of those different voices, all of that different energy. all of those different parts. It's one of the reasons why when I first started channeling the masters, they used to put me into a trance, because I had to work with all of that energy inside of me first before I could truly embody them. And even now, when I say I embody a master, you have to understand an ascended master's consciousness is immense. So I'm only channeling a very small part of that consciousness. I'm only bringing just a tiny bit into my physical body, because I couldn't bring any more in, because it would explode my physical body. Now, your divine spirit is also very expanded, very big. And it's present in other dimensions of you, not outside of you. It doesn't go over there, and it's not up there. It's here, but it's just in other dimensions of you. But if this third dimensional part of you is filled with imbalanced energy, then that other energy, the divine energy, can't come in. It needs to be free to come in. It can't come into a place that's already full. So when you're already full, there's no room for anything else. So you need to bring those other parts of you that are in fear, in trauma, that have become lost, that doubt, that have questions, that are in pain, that are in discomfort, that are grief-stricken, that are angry, that are caught up in stories. All of those parts of you need to come back to light, so that what's left inside of you is light. Then your divine spirit can come in. But you'll always only have a small part of it in your physical body, because it's very, very big, your divine spirit. And it sits in the other dimensions of you. But you can channel your divine spirit. So when you begin to clear and illuminate your being, the vessel that is you, then you can call for your divine spirit to be present. Now, I'm going to give you another little piece of advice. You need to call your divine spirit. It's not going to come in without your permission. It would not interfere with you without you inviting it. So you need to invite it to come and be present with you. So you can get up every morning and invite your divine spirit to come and be present with you. So it's there. But you also need to make room for it. And in doing that, you will find you will get expansion. And as you bring more light into yourself, what is going to happen is that the light is going to be shone, or will shine on any part of you that is still in the darkness. And so you will have energy coming up that will be uncomfortable, that maybe you're not going to like very much, maybe you need to look at, but you really would prefer not to. But don't be frightened of it. Any energy that sits inside of you that comes from a past life or an experience in this life deserves to be honored. It's had an experience that has caused it to be angry, to be in pain, to suffer, whatever it might be. But it doesn't deserve to be judged. It really needs to be brought back to light. And that's your job, to remind that part of you that it is divine light, that it doesn't have to stay in its pain. And bring it back to light again. Bring it back to light again. I always say that if only we taught children how to do this in school, then so much in our world would be changed. Our whole world would be different. But we don't. So we have to start here. We start somewhere. We start with ourselves, because we always start with ourselves. If you think you can go out and tell others what to do when you're not doing it yourself, I'm going to say to you, no. You need to do it yourself so that you can be really supportive for others. So start with you. Always start with you. And when we were translating Open to Channel into French, we were always struggling, because when you use the word channel in French, the word for plumbing and pipes kept coming up. And so the French would always start laughing, because it always sounded like we were talking about their plumbing and their pipes. And it was a bit like that. So I had to be very careful not to keep talking about their pipes. But in truth, it is like pipes, because the channel is like this big pipe that runs through you, and it's moving through you. It's energy that you're allowing to move through you, that you are sharing with yourself and with others, because it's not just about sharing with others, it's about sharing with yourself. And so it's really important to understand what is moving through that pipe, what is moving through that funnel that is you. What energy are you allowing to flow through you? Is it pure light? Is it pure energy? And if it's shadow energy, what are you doing about it? Now, we all have shadow energy. I hear so often in spiritual circles, no, it's all love and light, and that's all we're going to focus on. But I'm going to say to you, if you're doing that, you're living in illusion. Because it's not all love and light. We know that. We create shadow energy within ourselves. We create karma. It sits within us. And we carry it because we don't know what else to do with it. Don't ignore it. Don't reject it. Don't deny it. Bring it back to light. And do it with love. Love for yourself. Love for a part of you that might have lived 500 years ago, that had a terrible experience and is still carrying that trauma today, that is affecting you today. Hold that part of you in love. Embrace them. Show them that they don't have to be in the darkness. They don't have to be lost. You can bring them to light. And the more you do that, the more your true spirit, your divine spirit, begins to become present. And that begins to flow through you. And that is what you begin to share. So it takes a little bit of work, but it's really, really worth it. You know, it really, really is. And it is about practicing it in your life every day. You know, so let go of your attachment to channel something outside of you, you know, a spirit or an animal or a master or anything. Focus on you. Because, you know, I did those 6 years with the masters, and it was very challenging because I couldn't continue to channel with them unless I did the work I needed to do. And I'm still doing today, 23 years later. I'm still doing the work every day. So work for you. Enlighten you, because when you enlighten you, when you illuminate yourself, then you share that with others. That is the gift. Give the gift to you first, so you can give it to others. Now, I know in the next couple of seminars I'm offering, we're going to be talking about universal rays, but today it's really important to talk about the channel, because in universal rays, you actually channel the universal rays through your pipe, if you will, through your column of light. I'm laughing about the pipe because of the French, but it's actually through your column of light. And the ascended masters are the gatekeepers of the universal rays for humanity on earth at this time. That will change eventually, but right now they are the gatekeepers. So you need to be able to open your heart and your mind to allow that energy to flow through you and then be shared with others through your hand. So it comes through your column of light and through your hands, but your heart and your mind, and your column needs to be reasonably clear to be able to do that. Otherwise, it won't. It'll just get stuck or it'll get filtered. And what you channel through will be very weak. Now, when somebody's channeling the universal rays and it's really powerful, because they are very powerful, they often can't stand up straight because the rays sort of knock them over because they're that powerful. And they also usually get very hot when they start having to take clothes off because they're very hot. Because we're talking about high frequency, multi-dimensional energy. It's not of the earth. And you need to be able to channel it through your being. And so it's really important that you do internal work on yourself. Every healer always should do their own spiritual work. The universal race healers have to do their own spiritual work and clear their karma because they're channeling this energy from the masters. And it's to be so potent to be able to allow that to move through you, to share it with others. And the beautiful thing is with universal race healing, which doesn't happen with other healings, is that the healer also receives a healing while they're doing the work, because the rays are moving through them and go through all their cells and all their body, as well as into the person they're working with. So I have seen people who are teaching universal rays now and people who work as practitioners and have for several years have huge changes in their life simply from doing universal rays healing, because the consciousness of the universal range changes your consciousness. But you have to be open. Your heart and your mind have to be open, and you have to be doing your own work. It's not going to do it for you if you're not open to receive it. Nothing will do that, by the way. When we want someone, that magic button to just be magic and just all of it just happen without us doing anything, no, we have to participate in our own healing. And it's the same with practitioners of universal rays. We know when a client is on the table and they're not receiving, that they've shut everything down, because we can feel that they're not receiving because they don't want to receive. They're still lying on the table, but they've shut everything down and they don't want to receive. I've seen that many times. So the person on the table has to be willing to receive as much as the healer has to be willing to receive. And this is about the channel. The channel is not about giving. If you are a channel, it's not about sharing and giving. It's actually about a mastery of being able to open to receive and then to share it. But you have to be able to open to receive it through you, to share it. So that means you have to be willing to receive. And if you've got a lot of trauma, if you've got a lot of shadow aspects and consciousness and a lot of unresolved karma, you will not be able to open to receive it. So it's so important for you to do your own work. So go and have some universal rays healing, so you can actually open up and really receive. If you want to channel, if you want to do your spiritual work, universal rays healing is perfect for that, because it will help you change consciousness. And the masters say, when you change consciousness, there is always healing, because you begin to see things from a very different place. And your energy changes. And when your energy changes, it expands, it gets uplifted to another vibration. The other thing to remember when you're channeling is that if you stay in a low vibration, you will not be able to channel a higher vibrational being, because you can't. You have to meet them somewhere. They do not come into third dimensional frequency. So if you're staying in your third dimensional frequency and trying to channel, then all you will channel will be third dimensional frequency, which will be your mind or your ego or some part of your aspect or someone else's. But if you want to channel a higher vibration, like your divine spirit, then you have to lift your energy, your vibration to a higher vibration to do that. And you can drop down again, but you need to be able to lift it up. So if you're sitting in third dimension and you have a lot of energy in your 12 energy bodies and in your column of light, which is your chakras, that is traumatized, that is not imbalanced, then you need to work with that, because you will not be able to channel a high frequency while that's still there. You need 65 to 70% of that cleared to channel an ascended master. So, and that takes sometimes a lifetime or more. To channel your highest spirit, you need 50%. So you need to do that inner work, and there's no better way to do that inner work than with universal rays healing, because it will support you to do that. Now, I'd like to offer you a channel from one of the masters about channeling, if that's okay with you. I know Alexi's going to translate for me. Yeah. The masters actually speak much slower than me, so it'll be easier, Alexi. So, Alexi, if you lose it with the frequency, sometimes the translators sort of get a bit out there, just send your energy to your feet, just wiggle your feet, okay? Because sometimes it makes you go a bit woozy, for the translators particularly. So is that okay with everyone? Everyone fine with that? Good. Yeah. And then at the end, I'll open to questions. Okay. So at the end, I'll open to questions. Okay. So I just want everyone just to get out of your minds, stop thinking, no thinking, and come into your heart. So you can use your breath to do that. Just breathe and just drop down into your heart. Just be in this joyful place of peace, and just breathe into your heart. And when the masters begin to speak, don't try and remember what they're saying or even understand what they're saying. It's recorded, so you can listen to it later. But just feel the energy of what they're saying. Let it come into you. Just have an experience. Don't have a mind experience, have a heart experience. Much more powerful. Okay? Shena miatole miatonatiana. Shematayana poya tila. Blessed hearts, we are the Lord Kutumi that steps to you now. We come in this council of 33 beings of life. And we come simply to bless you. We come to you, each one, and we ask you to open your heart to receive as many ribbons of light begin to move around you. These ribbons of light carry blessings from this council that wish to honor you. For we come to remind you that you are a divine child of God. And you are always remembered from the one heart of all that is, never forgotten, sometimes lost, but never forgotten. Within you beats the heart of Source beloved one, the creation energy that flows through this universal plane of existence. And it flows through you and around you in every moment. For it is you, it is that which you are. But, beloved one, we say to you, it is for you to remember this, that which you are. For at this time on this planet Earth, you are so busy creating what you think you are, yet forgetting that which you truly are. Even in your spiritual journey, you are busy creating what you believe is your spiritual self, believing you are separate and different from others, or trying to be different to others, impressing others. But we said to you, beloved one, each and every soul that you are, is a divine child of God. There is no need to create yourself to be something that you are not. Be that which you are, we say. And how can you be this? To be that which you are is to come to know that which you are. Let go of your projection. Let go of your illusion. Let go of creating the pretty flower to be spiritual. I say to you, beloved ones, you are all pretty flowers, each and every one. And there is no need to create it to be more. While you focus on what you are not and try to be that which you think you are, you sit in illusion and you are not following your path, beloved one. And in this world of humanity, all are busy creating what they wish to be, what they think they must be, what they think they should be, what they think they are. And yet none living their divine truth. We say to you, beloved one, each of you are a divine child of God's light, and each one different to the other. For you each carry your own special gift. There is no need to compare your gift to another. There is no need to want to have the gift of another. Beloved one, there is no need to seek out the gift of another, but simply to come within yourself, to sit within the many realms of you, and to discover the gift of you. For it is a unique gift, beloved one. And it has been given to you that you may come into mastery of it. And when you have discovered it and come into mastery of it, then indeed, beloved ones, you may bring this gift to Mother Earth and share it with humanity. But first, beloved ones, discover your gift, the gift of you, given to you by God, we say, sitting deep within you. Create it not from your mind, nor from your ego. Let not another tell you what it is, for it is you to find it. No one else, beloved one. Go within yourself. Take the time and the discipline, we say to you, to discover it, to master it. For when you do this, beloved heart, then there is much for you to share with humanity, your brothers and sisters of life. And as you breathe deeply, beloved heart, choose to honor the gifts of each and every one of your brothers and sisters of life. For each one holds a gift for humanity that will help humanity to evolve and to grow. Beloved one. So we say to you, beloved hearts, those that seek the true path, seek not money, nor fame, nor to be the idol of others. They seek only their true gift that has been given to them from God. And when they discover it, they work diligently to master it, to make it present on the earth through their physical self, that they may share it with their brothers and sisters of the earth through a loving heart. This, beloved one, is the journey of the true spirit. And as you breathe now, beloved heart, we begin to weave many golden filaments of light around you. And with each 3 golden filaments, the platinum filament of light is added by Melchizedek. The 3 filaments of golden light that we wrap around you now will bring to you divine truth, mastery, and compassion. And the platinum filament of light, beloved ones, that is offered to you by Melchizedek, who give to you the gift of strength to follow your path and the power to manifest it through your being. We say to you, beloved hearts, breathe in deeply as these filaments of light are woven around you. Breathe and allow yourself to receive it. For it is a gift that we are offering to you this day. The more you open to it, the more indeed, beloved hearts, that you will receive it. And as you do, many masters of light will come around each one of you. Breathe and allow them to share their light with you. No, no, turete monalu. Yando te hion de na harma tuatean. Dele. Manatotelia matocianda tole yanda. And in this blessed light, beloved ones, we bless you. We honor you. All that you are, the gift that you hold within you, the golden cup of life that is you. Honor this within you, beloved one. For it is for you to honor yourself. Seek not to ask another to do this for you, for they cannot. It is for you to honor the light of you. Work with it. Practice with it. Become it. Shemata yanako kianata ko leyata. We bless you and we thank you, beloved one. Blessed be. Blessed be. Blessed. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I hope you received in your heart something for you. Whatever that might be. So just let yourself take a breath. Just gently being present. When you're ready, just letting yourself come to that place. So I'm very happy to answer questions. So I don't know how we're going to do that, Alexei. Will you come on and translate direct, or how will we do that?
Yes, I will translate to you when I hear a question or I see a question in the chat.
Okay, all right, good. So if anyone has a question, you can ask your question.
Если у вас есть вопросы, можете задать их либо в чат текстом, лучше на русском, чтобы все могли прочесть сразу, а я на английский переведу. We've got a question. Что значит пригласить свет? Как это сделать? So, how can I invite more light? How practically do I do it?
Okay, it's a good question.
Хороший вопрос.
It's by doing internal work. I don't know if you're doing any spiritual course, but to invite more light in means to meditate. Meditate every day, sit and call to your divine spirit. You might call it your soul, your divine spirit, your higher consciousness. And ask that part of you to be present. Call for that beautiful light that is within you to fill you, to fill all your chakras, bring it through all your chakras, to fill your auric field, to fill any consciousness that is holding imbalance or disharmony. So whenever you see yourself in disharmony or imbalance, go and sit, close your eyes, use your breath. If you don't know how to meditate, go and find out how to meditate. But if you do, and then just use your intention. We all have free will. Use your intention to call in your divine spirit and ask your divine spirit to help you. And then, and this is the big key, you need to open to receive. So if you've got any resistance to your divine spirit, if you have any separation issues with God, and that's a really big one, because most of us have some sort of separation issue with God. You need to acknowledge that. So a really good idea is to get a piece of paper and a pen and just write down all your beliefs around your relationship with God. Start with God first, because whatever is going on for you with any person in your life, with yourself, it's always going to go back to your relationship with God, and just write them all down. And you need to do some releasing of that. Bring the light to all of those beliefs and let them go. Now, I don't know, Elena, are we okay to give them the divine decree to say for that? Or will they need to come and see you?
You suggest we do a text, send a text or what?
Yeah, it's in Russian. You've got it in Russian. I can send it to you.
Yes, we can send.
Yeah, if you want. It's up to, Elena might like to share it. But it's just the decree. They can say the decree. If you want to do deeper work, go and get some universal rays healing, because that will do the deeper work. Yeah. So you can bring more lighting. So you need to clear the old karma. Not give it away, not cut it away. If it doesn't work, it'll come back. You actually need to bring it to light. And universal rays healing will do that for you.
Okay, let me see what we have else. How can I tune up to the higher frequency, which you described we need to channel, especially when I'm stuck in our 3D world?
How can you tune into it?
How to the higher frequency?
How do you
Frequency
connect?
where I can channel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, firstly, start doing what I just described then.
Так, вопрос, как настроить свою энергию? Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. So start doing what I've just said. You won't be able to connect with high frequency if you've got a lot of unresolved karma. So go and get some universal rays healing, regularly meditate, let go of expectations, because this is not going to happen in 3 days or 3 weeks. It may take several years. Be patient with yourself. I always say to students, you will not become a concert pianist if you don't practice and if you don't do the work. You won't become a professional tennis player if you don't get out there and practice and exercise and do the work. It's the same thing with spirituality. You're not going to activate your spiritual muscle unless you do some work on it. So it's the same thing. But in spirituality, we all are looking for that magic button, boop, and we just think it's just going to happen. But we also have to do some work about it. Yeah.
The question is, do you plan to give Path of One Heart in Russian?
Oh, look, I haven't even done it in French yet. It is such a difficult thing to translate. And we haven't had any Russian students. You've got to do it before you can teach it. So we'll have to get someone to go and do it who's Russian but speaks English first. Yes, I'm trying to actually talk Jacob Powell into teaching Open to Channel, because she has done it. She teaches it. So it's available in a Russian manual. We have it. So I'm hoping that she will teach it. I've asked her. I haven't had an answer yet, but maybe you need to talk to her about that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Alessia, you're doing Path of the One Heart. There you go. We have
Yes,
someone.
I do. Still level 1.
I know. Well, so we have hope. We might be able to get it in about 2 years. We might be able to get it through. Yeah.
Может быть, через 2 года Путь Единого Сердца будет на русском. Алекс его закончит и переведет.
I don't know whether you're doing, you're not doing the translation. Yeah.
Yes, not a problem. We'll do it.
Yeah, good.
Так. Угу. Какие вы посоветуете инструменты для лучшего заземления, особенно после проведения сессии лучей? Именно чтобы чувствовать заземление. The question is, what is the best way to ground myself, especially after I gave a race session? Because I want to really physically, tangibly feel grounding.
Yeah. When you're doing a raise session, the first thing is always to remember to keep your left hand or right hand, depending on whether you're left or right-handed. So one of your hands, the palm, always needs to be facing the earth when you're giving the raise. Always remember that. So your hand, one hand needs to just be facing the earth. So when you're standing, you give with one hand and the other hand is facing the earth. So you're connecting to the earth. You're grounding yourself while you're doing the energy. That is really important. So that's taught in all the lessons. Always ground yourself with one hand, give with the other hand when you're doing the raise. Not with prana, but with the raise. And then when you're finished, always cleanse your energy, always give back to the client, bring back your energy, do the violet flame all around the room and through yourself. And then just go and stand with your feet together, just go and stand and just breathe and ground yourself. That means connect to Mother Earth. So just see your energy going into Mother Earth. Just stand, do it standing, and just see all your energy just going into Mother Earth, down through your feet and into the heart of Mother Earth, into your Earth Heart Chakra. Just see all of it. And you can even do this with your hands, just all the way down your body. And but focus from your feet to the earth and see that connection. So you're really grounded. And if you're struggling to be grounded, whether you're doing universal rays healing or you're doing spiritual work, and you're all up here in your head, it's because you're working through your mind. And, you know, if all your energy is up here and you've got a lot of energy up here and it's very, very busy and it feels, you know, like you've got electricity all moving around, it's because all of your energy is all up here and you need to bring it down. You need to bring it down. So you're working from here and not from your heart. You always need to work from your heart center, not from here. So work from here. Yeah. And check to see, are your lower chakras open and activated? So maybe you need to open up those lower chakras because they may not be open and activated. So see what's happening. So don't keep all of it up here. You want to bring it down. You know, I say to students, we don't need to travel to higher dimensions or to star systems or anything else to take our gifts there. We need to bring our gifts here because this is where they're needed. Sirius doesn't need our gifts. Pleiades doesn't need our gifts. We need to bring our gifts here. We need to bring our gifts to the third dimension. So stop the idea of taking them somewhere else, bring them here. And that's one of the hardest things you'll ever learn to do, is to bring them here. So bring your gifts here. They're needed here on the earth. You don't need to take them to the seventh dimension. The seventh dimension doesn't need them, but the third dimension does. Yeah. So keep your gifts, bring your gifts here.
Can I give race sessions to my relatives, like my mom, my family, father, daughter?
Of course you can, but I'm going to say to you that when we do the soul charts and even do the rays healing with our family, if we have any unresolved karma with our family or any imbalanced energy with our family, if we haven't brought all that into balance, then you're going to filter whatever you receive for them through your beliefs and through your feelings and your emotions and things like that. So, and what happens then is we all have an agenda for our family. We want this for them. We want that for them. We want them to be this way. We want them to be that way. And so when you start doing healing work on your family, as much as it's beautiful and it's loving, it's very difficult for you to remain clear because all of that energy is going to come up. So yes, you can do it, but I'd always send my family to another healer that I trust. But definitely do it, but you've got to stay in your heart and let go your attachments, what you want for your family, if you're going to do the healing. Yeah. Let go your judgments, let go your attachments, because you're not controlling this healing. As soon as you go into your mind and you try and control it, oh, I want this ray for my mother because she really needs this ray. As soon as you start doing then the masters will stop sending the rays to you and you'll be doing the healing through your mind. So seriously, you will, because as soon as you go in and you stop receiving, you were trying to control the rays, you actually don't receive them anymore because the masters won't send them to you. You think you might be, but your mind's just creating it. So you have to become neutral to receive the rays. You have to be neutral. You have to just be open and let it flow. But if your mind's going, oh no, this person needs the 6th ray and this person needs the 7th ray and they need the 1st ray, I'm going to say to you, then you're doing the healing from your mind. You're not receiving it from the masters because they won't send it to you. You won't receive from them. So we have to let go of agendas when we're doing healings and just trust that the masters will send the rays the person needs. Trust. It's a big thing, trust.
Thank you. And we've got many questions about different programs, actually. I see at least 5 questions. So
Okay.
these are about race mostly, actually. So probably I can explain in Russian quickly.
Okay. So what do they want to know?
I can give a 2-minute introduction into our programs. Can I introduce our program?
Yeah, go for it. It's yours.
Да, друзья, вот тут вопросы в чате у нас про обучение лучам. На данный момент в России, в Казахстане, в СНГ у нас остались авторизованными учитель только Лена Разина. К ней сейчас подключается Светлана Айфельд и я. И это будет прекрасная команда. И мы планируем запустить тренинг в январе, во второй половине. Дату мы скоро точно анонсируем, какие цены. И это будет тренинг напрямую от Иштар. Все под ее надсмотром. 3 уровня. Так что чувствуйте, откликается ли вам эта энергия, это учение. И в январе у вас будет шанс присоединиться. Такой нюанс есть, что если вы присоединяетесь, вам надо за месяц до начала оплатить часть программы и пройти онлайн-часть. То есть в идеале к 20 декабря вам надо принять это решение и в течение 3-4 недель спокойно пройти онлайн-часть, подготовить свое сознание. Это уже обновление в программе. Раньше мы сразу прыгали в обучение, и довольно трудновато заходило. А сейчас у вас будет месяц подготовки, адаптации, и на первом уровне вы сразу получите хорошую инициацию и сможете проводить первичное исцеление уже более так осознанно, чем в той программе, которая была 2-3 года назад, когда мы сразу прыгали в обучение и потом шли целить, а материал еще не усвоился. Так что вот, отвечая на вопрос, как стать учителем лучей, запустим этот тренинг, и в конце января уже будут живые обучения в Казахстане, в Алмате, прекрасная студия. И у нас есть максимум на группу 30 человек, это оптимально, 35 это в крайнем случае. Так что думайте. Раньше мы в России обучали по 40-50 человек на уровне, и Иштар сказал, что такой вариант нам не подходит, что нужна личная работа с каждым учеником. Поэтому вот сейчас предел 30, в принципе оптимально 30. Курс идет 3 модуля, первые 4 дня, потом по 2 дня, 2 и 3 уровень в течение года. I think I gave an introduction to race, to healing.
Good. Any other questions they want answered?
Да, программа. I can answer about other programs, just a moment. Итак, программа «Путь единого сердца», «Путь мастерства» и «Путь к ченнелированию», они сейчас только на английском есть, и людей, которые готовы преподавать на русском, их еще нет. Может быть, Джей Гопал в какой-то момент созреет снова проводить для русской группы, но еще неизвестно. Поэтому есть шанс только для тех, кто напрямую на английском готов обучаться. У вас, увы, не будет русской живой группы, которая вас могла бы поддержать. Но я думаю, к весне мы что-то придумаем и какой-то из этих курсов тоже запустим. Будем держать вас в курсе. Только для тех, кто живет, может быть, где-то за рубежом, и у него будет шанс с кем-то соединиться вживую. Будет хорошо. На сайте Иштара есть информация про эти курсы. Можете записываться напрямую, и там все описано. Yes, so I told people that they can find Open to Channel and Passive on Heart in English now,
Yeah,
and they will go to your website, and those who can participate in English will just join now directly to you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's it.
That's it. Okay, that was good.
Actually, one more question. Final question. Actually, I hear it a lot. Does it make any sense to go to race healing course again?
Again?
Yes.
Why do they want to go? Well, did they do all 3 levels? Have you done all 3 levels? Yes.
Some people finished all 3 levels and they feel a bit unaccomplished and they want to go deeper. What they better do? Go again to race or to a different program?
I would suggest if they want to go deeper, if they're working as a practitioner, are they a practitioner?
As a healer.
Yeah, as a healer. Then go and do the online training and then do the healing component again, but do the online training because that'll tell them a lot more. And then come and do the healing course, do your program, because people do it again and they learn a lot more the second time.
Вопрос такой, стоит ли проходить программу лучей 2-й раз? На самом деле стоит. Часть программы обновилась, часть уже в онлайне, где вы можете пройти. Ну и те, кто не проходил программу вживую, вот эти живые сессии на 1-м уровне, это супер важно. Поэтому те, кто могут приехать вживую, обучаться вживую, это будет очень важное дополнение. Прямо Иштар говорила, что те, кто только учились в онлайне, они не могут пройти так глубоко, те, кто заложили фундамент живых сессий сначала и в живой группе поработали. Так что приезжайте вживую. Вот сейчас это будет в Алмате в январе. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So the answer is yes.
Так что да, на самом деле даже активации по 2-му разу прослушать откроет новый уровень глубины открытия вашего канала по лучам.
That's it. Any more questions?
I think all these technical questions we can answer later in our chat.
Okay.
Ребят, сейчас мы скинем ссылку на Telegram-чат, и все вопросы будем отвечать уже там. Сесиль, скинь, пожалуйста, на Telegram-чат. Сейчас будет у нас вот в этом Zoom-чате ссылка, и там уже на все вопросы детально ответим.
Okay. So we can complete?
Yes, we can complete now.
Okay. So just thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you very much for inviting me to be here with you. It's been a real pleasure for me to sit with you and to connect. And I'll see you again in December. Is that right, Alex? In December?
Yes, that's right. December 20, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
20 декабря мы встречаемся снова в то же самое время. 9 по Москве, 12 по Алмате, 7 утра по Парижу.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll leave you all. Yes? Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Ishtar. So much inspiration. I see so much gratitude in our chat in Russian.
Beautiful.
People are very happy to see you.
We need to connect too, Alexei, and just go through all the details of everything. So
yes, we'll do.
Okay. Blessings, lots of love. Love to all. Blessings, everyone. Blessings.